recording. And that yesterday's session no would be shooted again, and it would be set to YouTube's. So let me share my screen now. Today's topic would be today's topic is that is day 6 of artificial that is day 6. Here we have the Python sequence cover. Am I right, Irfan? It is day 6, right?
Yes,
Okay. So the Python's
day
sequence
six.
data.
Yeah.
Okay. Sequence data type and string manipulation is the today's session. It's day 6. So yesterday, we have seen Python control structures, if clause, loop, jump statements. We have seen on day 5. Yesterday's session was not recorded. Unfortunately, I have not set my recording on, so we have missed the recording. But no problem. Day 5 would be reshoot and it will be sent by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So today, day 6 is there. Today's topic is sequence data type string manipulation. So from 1 to 3 we have done with statistics, and day 4 to 14 is Python. Our plan is like 15 to day 30 is machine learning, and day 31 to day 40 is deep learning. Day 41, 42 is natural language processing. Day 43 to day 50 would be reinforcement learning. Day 43 to day 50 is reinforcement learning. All are free of cost. There is no hidden charges. Nothing is there. All complete 50 sessions on artificial intelligence is free of cost. Whatever doubts you have, you can get cleared or with us. Now we are going with the Python series. In Python, this would be the day 3 of Python session. So now let me go to our website, bigdatahandson.com. We are bigdatahandson.com. You can and if you want to contact us, it is 978 988 8424. So you can contact us, or you can also mail us here. And that is, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, no, you can send a message to this number. So it will be taking care of it. And if there is any course related details, no, about us, like you can just go to homepage and you can check for about us part. So here is about us. So you can just check out about, if you want to read about who we are, no, you can just check out like about us part, no, you can read it and find it out. And the third thing, check out our videos. You can go to bigdatahandson.com videos. That is the YouTube channel which we operate. You can go here and you can go ahead and you can subscribe to our channel. And here would be the videos list would be here. See if you could see that part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 is there. So part 5 was not recorded because we have missed out the recording, but anyway it would be recorded and it would be reshoot in 2 days. Part 6 is the today's session in Python. No, we would record it and we would put it here. Part 5 recording is missing, so we would do it in 2 days. So now we shall start our session, and thank you. So Irfan would handle the session from now. Irfan is made host now. Irfan, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so today we'll start with the jump statement because we didn't cover yesterday that part is missing. Jump statements. We have seen the loops and if classes. Now we see the jump statements before getting into the string manipulation. So jump statements are nothing but it helps you to jump one part to another using one statement. That is the jump statements. Okay, in Python we have three jump statements. One is break, and the next one is break and continue. Uh, in other languages also we have this break and continue, and another we have pass. Okay, these three are the jump statements. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Let me just comment this. Okay, so for example of break statement, let me create a loop for I in range. Okay, so I'm running into 1 to 10. Now break is used for breaking the loop whenever you are in the loop, no. So if a condition fails, I want to go outside from the loop, then you can use the break keyword. Okay, so break jump statement to come outside from the loop. Let's say I'm having a condition, if I equal to 5, and then break the loop. To break the loop, it is very simple. Just put the keyword called break. Okay, then it will break the loop, and it will come outside from the loop. Okay, so let's say I'm printing the I values. Okay, now if I run, no, then you'll see that. Okay, and, not this one where the error is coming. Okay, okay, so here you can see the 1 2 3 4 5 values, but when the 5 value is came, no, then the it is breaking the loop. I'm running it from 1 to 10, but it is only came 1 to 5 because in 5 the condition is true. Then what will happen, it will break the loop and it will come outside from the loop, and that's it. It will exit from running the code. Okay, because we don't have any statements after this. If we have the statement, let's say bye. Okay, now if I run, no, then 1 2 3 4 5, then the buy statement will come. That's it. Okay, so this is the use of break statement. And for continuous statement, no, uh, let's say take this example itself. Okay, just comment. Continue will used for when you want to make another iteration. Okay. uh, when the continuous statement will executed, then what will happen, uh, it will go another iteration. Okay, it will go another iteration. It will ignore all the statements after the continue. It will just go another iteration, that's it. Okay, now if I say break here, see what will happen. Continue, but the print statement here, no, I'm putting in the after okay, after this continuous statement. See what happens. So here it is printing 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9. Where the 5 is, the 5 is gone because I'm having the condition I equal to 5. In I equal to 5, if that is true, then the continuous statement will be executed. If the continuous statement is executed now, then it is ignoring these statements after the continuous statement, then it is going another iteration. Okay, that's why the I is not printed here. Sorry, 5 is not printed here. Only 1 2 3 4 and then 6 7 8 9. Okay, it's just used to make another iteration. It will go to the next iteration. Okay, it will not come outside from the loop, it will just go inside the loop another time. That's the use of continue. Okay, now we'll see the pass jump statement. So pass is nothing useful because pass is just nothing. Okay, because it's used to make some spaces. Because let's say I'm creating a for loop or function anything, just uh, I'm not doing anything inside the inside the function or inside this loop. Okay, we cannot yeah, we cannot left with empty statements in a block. Okay, that's why uh, in developing mode, no, we will empty the functions. Okay, initially we don't have any statements. Okay, then what we can do is we cannot left with empty statements, no, then you can say just pass. It will do nothing. If I run, no, you cannot see anything. It will not do anything. Just to give the space, that's it. Just to give the space, we are using the pass statement. Okay, so this the three uh, jump statements. So we have seen. Now we'll go with the string manipulation. Okay, so we have seen strings, but not in the not all the methods and functions in the string, because we know that all the data types are a class. Okay, or an object of a class. That means in the class we can have a function, right? So strings have a function, has many functions on that, so we can use that. And first let me see the string types. So string, it's denoted like the quotes. Okay, single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Okay, so single quote and double quote strings are single line strings, but the triple quote strings are multi-line strings. Okay, you can say like this. Okay, multi-line strings, but the single quotes and double quotes are single line strings. Any character under the strings, under the quotes, sorry, under the quotes, that is considered as what, the strings. Okay, any characters, it can be A to Z or it can be 0 to 9, or it can be any special characters. Okay, that is considered as string only. Okay, let me create a string. Let's say something yes equal to hello world. Now uh, a string is a sequence data types. So what is sequence data types? Sequence data types, we have nearly four or five sequence data types in Python. So string also a sequence data type. Why it is called sequence data type? Sequence data type is nothing but the uh, it is uh, it is like the every character has separated into a an index value. Okay, okay. So single character is the character, but if you join all the character, that will become a string. Okay, that means the sequence are like the sequence data types in Python are strings and list we have, and tuple, and then a dictionary and set. These are the sequence data types. Okay, so first we are seeing strings, and tomorrow we'll see list and tuple. Day after we'll see dictionary and set. Okay, so let me start with strings. So strings, all of the characters in the strings are uh, separated with index values. Okay, world, let's say world. Okay, so every character has an index value. I will show that. So now h has 0, so index values starts from 0. Okay, and e is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So space also has the index value. So every character in the string, okay, including space itself, including space, we have the index value 8 9 and 10. Okay, in the forward, in the positive values, we have starting from 0. Okay, the index value starts from 0. And also we can access the characters in reverse order also. In reverse order, we have minus indexes. Okay, for minus index, no, we'll have like it starts from -1, and then -2, and -3, like that. Okay, -3. So -1, -2, -3, -4, like that it will go. Okay, from negative it will start -1. In the positive it will start from 0. Okay, 0 to it will start. In the reverse order it will start from -1. Okay, to access a character in a string, in a particular, like just particular character, we can access from the index values. That's why we have the index values. Okay, let's say I want to access the e here. Okay, I want just the e from this string. So it's a set of character, that means we can pick a character from the string. So how we can do that is simply just give the name of the uh, string, the variable name, and then put the square brackets. Okay, inside the square brackets we need to give the index value. So for e the index value is 1, right? If I run this, it will print e, only the e character. Just as you can see here only the E character. No, if I type 5 here, sorry. So 5, it's printed nothing because it is a space actually. So in the fifth index we have space. Okay, that's why it is printing the space here. Now let's say I want the world here. Okay, the world from W to D. Okay, that time we need to use a method called slicing. So what is slicing? Slicing is nothing but uh, just to create a substring from the string here. So given string, from the given string, if you create a substring, that is called slicing. Okay, in slicing we have some parameters. Slicing. Okay, one is start. So it's similar to the range function. Okay, we know the range function. No, it has the start value, a stop value, and sorry. So it has this start value and stop value, and then it has the step value, also. Okay, so these three parameters we need to give. So how we will give these parameters? So if the range is a function, we can give a parameter by separating the comma, but in the string slicing we need to give the separated values with colon. Okay, so for slicing we need to give the start value first. Okay, start value is for W is 6, I think, because 5 is space, and after W is what, 6, right? Or else let me give there some random numbers. 4 to 4 colon, so 4 is the starting value, and now 8 is the ending value. Okay, in the step it is defaultly it is 1. Okay, defaultly it is 1 step value, so you don't have to give the step value. Okay, defaultly it is 1. So from 4 to 8 it will give the value. So O space W O, because 8 is not come, we know that the upper bound is excluded. So that's why the O 4, 4 is the O, and 5 space 6 W, and 7 is O. Okay, so 8 will not come because upper bound is excluded, we know that. Okay, if I want from reverse order. Okay, if I want from reverse, 8 to 4, if I give 8 colon 4 colon minus 1, what will happen? So first 8 will come, and then it will minus 1 that from the 8, so then the 7, and then 6, 5, 4, 4 will not come until 5. Okay, the reverse order it will come. Okay, R O W, 8 is R. Okay, sorry, R is 8, and O and W and space is coming. Okay, O will not come because upper bound is excluded. Now it is not compulsory to you to give the upper bound and lower bound, because if you don't give the upper bound and lower bound, no, what will happen? It will take from first, or it will take up to last. Let's say I'm not giving the starting value. Okay, I'm not giving the lower bound, I'm giving just the yeah, stop value 5. Then what will happen if you not giving the lower bound? No, then it will start from 0. Okay, it will start from 0. Let's see. Say hello, hello is coming. If I say let's say from yes, from 6 to end. Okay, I'm not giving the upper bound here. What will happen? So it will start from here and till end it will uh, do that. Okay, till end it will fetch the value like world here, right? So it's the use of slicing. Let's say if I want to uh, reverse this string using the slicing method, how can you do that? Anyone? I want to reverse the string using the slicing method. Reverse the string.
We need to give the last index number of the D.
Last what?
Index number of the D, so which will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Why you are counting?
We
Just give
can
minus one.
we can give
Okay.
-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
minus.
okay. All
That's
right,
why
all right.
that's why
That's it.
the reverse order is useful, because if that is too far, no, then count from the reverse order.
Right,
And
right.
Irfan,
Yeah,
if we do not specify the increment, it will increment by 1 by only, right? By
yeah,
default.
by itself. Yeah, by default it is one.
Okay. Then only specifying that -1 should be fine, I guess, in here.
Yeah, yeah. Minus one, and then the lower, and then minus one colon.
Minus. It should automatically go till the end, right?
Yeah, it will go to the end. Minus one.
And
Okay, go to the end. Then
then should be 1,
one. Why?
because you are decreasing it by 1, right? By this.
If I am decreasing it by one, let's say the starting value is minus one, then it will
Yeah.
increment by one. No, then
Oh, it
minus
should be
one
-1.
plus
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
should
so it
-1.
should be
Yeah,
minus one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Right. Yes.
So, and one more thing here, no, you don't want to specify the minus one. Okay, like you can see D, L, R, O, W. So it is reversed the string. Okay, we can give the minus one or you cannot give the minus one. It's no
We
problem.
need to
Okay.
give two semicolon, Ifan.
Yeah, because if you give the two semicolons, no, here starting bound, I'm not giving the starting value and ending value. What it will take? It will take the whole string, and the step value I'm giving minus one. Then what it will happen? It will start from the reverse. So first will be minus one, upper minus two, then minus three, minus four, like that. It will access the values. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
If you just give the colon, let's say I'm just giving the colon, nothing else. Okay, what will happen? It will print the whole string, right? It will print the whole string. It is printing the whole string. Okay, so from starting to end. Now here I am giving the minus 1 to reverse the string from start from minus 1. Okay, step value is minus 1, no, then what will happen? It will capture the values from minus 1, because 0 plus 1 is minus 1. Sorry, 0 minus 1 is minus 1, and then minus 1 minus 1 minus 2, minus 2 and minus 1 minus 3. Just it is decreasing the values till the end.
Sir, I have one doubt. Sir,
Yeah.
without using this four columns, we can't able to give a first value, sir. While using
First
this,
value.
yeah, before that we can use a -1. Then we can use this type of semicolons and
No, slicing takes the slicing has the order. Like first you need to give the start value, and you need to give the step value, and you need, sorry, stop value. The last we need to give the step value. This is the order. Okay. So
So,
Okay, sir.
so in
so
this case,
first it is compulsory to give. Yeah.
so in this case, if we
Yeah. Yeah.
specify, I mean, if we just say print s, then colons and then 1, then it should print the number itself. Like instead of -1, if I just give 1, it will just print that.
Yeah, it will just get that particular character. If I'm printing here the s of 5, no, then it is getting the particular character, that is space. Yeah, that's
No, I'm saying that in this last command, if you do not specify the upper and lower bounds, and the increment I keep as
hmm.
+1, just 1, then it will print that initial string
Whole
itself.
string. Yeah,
Okay.
the
So
original string
Python,
itself it will print.
so Python decides itself which way to move depending on the increment
Yeah.
type, like it is
Yeah.
-1 or
Yeah.
+1. Okay.
Hmm. Because initially what will happen, so 0 the value, it is actually it is starting from 0 itself, but our increment value is -1, no, then it will become -1. So 0 -1 will become -1, no, that's why the -1 character is printing. And then the value is -1, then increment by -1, then what will happen, it will become -2. Okay. Actually the Python is correct, but we are changing the increment value, then it is adding up the values, no, then the starting value would be 0 itself. Okay. If you give or not give, sorry, if you give the value, it will start from there, unless it will start from 0 itself. Okay. So then 0, and then it will increment the value by -1. Okay. That's why it is getting the reverse order. And this code. Okay. Okay, this is what the slicing is. Now we'll move on to some functions of the string. So since string is an object of string class, so a class contains various methods, so that methods you can access. Okay. For string also it has some methods. Let's say uh, s equal to okay, let's take the hello world itself. Okay. Now if I put s to access the methods, no, what we need to do, we need to put a dot here. Okay. If you put the dot, it will show some options, definitely, because it is an object inside the class. What are the methods we have, it will show this here. These are all the methods in the class of string. Okay. Is very useful functions is there. Okay. So we'll see one by one. So first we'll see the string transformations functions. So string transformation means, here in the hello world, the first character of the word is capital. I want to make all the characters lower, all the characters lowercase letters. What we can do is, we can just use the function called lower of the string class, lower. So it will convert the string, all the characters, into lowercase letters. Okay. See here, the h also becomes lowercase, and w also becomes lowercase letter, right? Is the use of lower class, lower function. Okay. It's a function because it has the curly brackets, sorry, the parenthesis, no. Now if I want to change all the characters into uppercase, then you can use upper function. Okay. So here you can see all the characters are transformed to uppercase letters. Now then what we have capitalize. Capitalize, what it will do, it will make the first character only the first character of the string. Okay, the very first character h, only the very first character it will convert to uh, uppercase letter. All the other characters will be lowercase letters. Okay, and we have title. So in title what we'll do, will make the first character of each and every word. Okay, first character of each and every word would be capital. So here h is capital and w is capital. Okay, that's the use of title here. Okay, uh, now then we have a very useful function, that is swap case. Swap case function is used to convert lowercase to uppercase and uppercase letter to lowercase. So you see what is happening here after printing the value. See here, 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 our string has only two uppercase letters h and w. Okay, so what the swap case is doing now, it is converting the uppercase letter to lowercase and lowercase letter to uppercase. It is just swapping the uh, s- swapping the characters. Wait, this non addition. Okay, this function is used to transform the uh, transform what, the string. And one more thing, the interesting thing about the string is mutable. Okay, what is mutable? I see, like, let's say I
We
want to
can change
change
the
this
value.
character. Yeah, mutable means we can change the character. Okay, we can change the value. Okay, but immutable means we cannot change the value. Okay, let's say in the I position, no, what the I is, I want to change I to E. Okay, I want to change I to E. Let's say for the index of I is what, 1. In one index I want to change the character, I want to put E there. It is possible? No, it is not possible in the string. It is possible in other data, other sequence data types, but it is not possible in the string and tuple, I think. Yeah, these two are immutable. Immutable means we cannot change the, we cannot assign or change the values. Okay, str object does not support item assignment. So okay, okay, but we can add it. Okay, we can add some values like let's say I want to add E after the I can do that. I want to add E after the I can do that. Okay, but one way is there to replace the character. Okay, to replace the character, one way is there, that is s dot replace. Replace function is used to replace this character by this character. Let's say I want to change the I to E. It is possible using the replace function, we can do. Okay, hi, see here, hi, first because it is appending the value. Okay, we can say append plus equal to, what will do, it will add this character in the last of the previous the string, last of the string. That is, it is added the E, and then now we are replacing the I to E. Okay, why it is not replaced? Okay, okay, I think it is giving the new function actually, new string. So then you need to assign the new string into the s. So here I is replaced by e, e here. Okay, now I become e. We can replace the character. Okay, and now we'll now we'll see some functions, which the functions will give the result as boolean. Okay, these functions will give you the result as boolean function. Okay, boolean result. So the function, it starts from is. Starting from is, all the functions will give you the result as what? Boolean functions, true or false. This all the functions, like is upper, is space, is title, is digit, all these functions. Okay, let me start with is alpha. Okay, let me start with is alpha. Is alpha is a function which will check whether uh, uh, the string contains only a to z characters. What? A to z characters. It can be lowercase or uppercase, only the a to z. Okay, let me just run this. Sorry. So what it is giving me? Giving me false. Why? Anyone? Why it is giving me false?
because
We
of the
don't have any
space.
numbers. Yeah,
Because
space
of the space.
is a, yeah, space is considered as a special character. Okay, if you don't have space, it will give me true. Space is a special character. Okay, it is giving me true because it's only containing a to z characters only. Okay. Okay, the next function, yes dot is al num. Is al num is alpha numerical. That means it will check whether our the string contains only the a to z characters or 0 to 9 values, 0 to 9 the numbers. Okay, if the string contains numbers, okay, numbers or the characters a to z, then the alpha numerical function will give you true. Will give you true. Here the last one, it is giving me true because it's containing a to z characters and numbers. For digits, separately we have a function called digits function. This digits function will check only it is containing digits or not. Okay, let me create a d, just the numbers. Okay, d dot digits. Now we'll run this. Sorry, not digits, is digits. Okay, is digits. Str object has no attribute is digits. Okay, sorry, like is digit, not digits, it is only digit. Okay. Okay, is digit only will check whether there is numbers or not, only the numbers. Okay, and we have s dot is space. I think is space. Is space will help you whether the string is space or not. If I put here the space, if I put space here, then it will give me true because there is only space. Okay, so it is giving me true. Then what we have, s dot is title. I think is title. Title means the first characters of each and every word should be capital, like this, hello world. Okay, now this is the title, so it will check whether that is title or not. So it is title, it's giving me true. Okay, and then what we have, like this we have many functions on is itself. Is upper, is lower also will useful, because is upper will check if the all the character is uh, uppercase letters. Okay, since it's not uppercase letters all the characters, so it will give me false. So it is giving me false because all the characters should be uppercase letters. Like the same way we have s dot is lower function, so it will check whether all the characters is lowercase letters or not. So it's not lowercase letters all the characters, so it is giving me false. Okay, these are the functions which will give the results as a true or false, the boolean type of results. Okay, now we'll see the functions which is used to find a character or count a character, like that. So in the string now I want to count how many O's are there, how many O's are there. We have a function for that. Let me use the function s dot count. Okay, s dot count. In the count we need to give the character, that is O. Okay, it will give me the count of the character in the string. So three O's are there, check that, three O's is there. Okay, and this function also takes two more arguments. We can give the two more arguments, that is start and stop value. Start and stop value is nothing like from where to where I need to search the O. Okay, from, let's say, if I'm giving from 3 comma 7. Okay, from 3 to 7 characters only you need to check how many O's are there. Okay, from 3 to 7. So from 3 to 7 means it will start from D 4 5 6 7, like here, DMORN. Okay, in this string how many O's are there? Only one O, because in DMORN, in this string we have only one O. Okay, we can give the starting and stop value and the count also. Okay, now we'll see. Let's say I want to find the index, because I don't know the index of M, because okay, if you have a long string, no, you can't count the index. Okay, I want to find the index of M, how can I do? So in string we have a function called index. Index will help you to uh, find the index of the given character. Let's say M. Okay, given character, not given string also we can say. Okay, so if the M is there, if M is available in the string, it will give you the index. But if the character is not in the string, no, it will give you error. It will give you error. See, it is giving me error because substring not found. The Z is not found in the given string. Okay, and we have another function called find. Find also the same one, same as index method, but it will not give you error. It will only give you -1 if the substring is not available in the uh, given string. Okay, if the Z is not available in the string, no, then it will give me -1. It will not throw any errors. Okay, if that is available, then it will give me, of course, it will give me the index value. Okay, So it is giving me the 4 index value. So this will be useful to find or count the characters. Okay, now we will see some functions to beautify the string. To beautify the string, we have uh, what to say, start with this also a
Split.
boolean function.
Yeah.
Yeah, split also. I forgot at this one. It's very useful one because it will check whether the string is starting from this character. Let's say G. This string, like, it is starting from G or not. And the same way we have another function called ends with. It will check whether the string is ending with this character D. Okay, S- ending with this character. So this is the use of this. Also will give you true or false. Okay, so this is a type of boolean functions. Let me paste it here. Okay, start with and ends with. Now we'll see the example of beautifying the strings. Now we have a function called split. Split, what it will do, it will split based on the character. It will split the strings into parts based on the given string. Let's say I'm having hello world. I want to separate this string based on what? Based on space. Okay, based on space I want to split this string. Let's see what happens. So it is splitted into two characters, hello and word. Based on what character? Space. If I am giving o here, based on the o it will split. So it is splitting hell, and then o is there, then space to w. Space and w is another string it will convert, and lrd, another string it will convert, split. Okay, and we have another function called join. Okay, join is a function uh, uh, will join in the, let's say I'm splitting this strings. No, I'm splitting the strings. After splitting I want to join. How can I do that? It's just simple. Just put a character. This character we will join. Let's say I'm having space here. Using space I want to join the characters. The characters I will give as a list. Okay, like this. What the split is doing now, the result of the split, hello world. Now the join will join the these characters using the space. So the space is there. Okay, if I want to join with 8, it will join it like this, hello 8 world. Okay, join function. And we have another function called uh, dot ljust. Ljust is a function. What it will do, let's say I'm having a character here, having a word or anything, any string here. I want to make as a, like, in the left hand side I want to give some spaces and then print the hello. Okay, give some spaces in the left and then print the hello. What's how many spaces I want to give, that can be give here. Okay, you need to give the whole size of this. That means you need to give the size from here to including the string. So I'm giving 20. Then what it will do, it will just move to the it will give some spaces in the left. Okay, okay, sorry, I think I'll just okay, it is joining from left. Hello is there, and the string from here to size, the size of the string. Let's say I'm giving 20 now, so the size would be like this. From in this size It is moving the string on left hand side. If I say right hand side, r just, same thing, but r just, using the r just, it will place the string in the right hand side, and uh, the left will be spaces. Okay, left will be spaces, and it is placed in the left and right hand side. If I want to fill the character with different characters, defaultly that is space, I can change the character by the star, let's say. Okay, I want to fill the characters by the star. So like this. Okay, if you count this string now, the size would be 20. The whole size would be 20. In that 20 space, the string is placed in the left hand side, and the other would be become the stars. Okay, like this. The in this, it is shifted in the right hand side. All the other spaces would be becomes star. Like the same way, we have another function, that is center. So as the name itself, you can understand the what it will be. uh, just it will place the string in center, all other will be the stars, like this. So you can modify the strings using these functions. Okay, okay, now we'll see another useful function. I forgot, len function, very useful function. The length of a string, if I want to find the length of the string, we can use the len function. I just forgot it. So the length of the string is 15. The string, this one, the length is 15. Okay, okay, these are the functions we have seen. Now we'll see string formatting. Okay, now we'll see string formatting. Let's say I'm having this value equal to 10. Okay, I'm printing the value. I want to print like this. The value is uh, the value is 10. I want to print like this, or else something differently. uh, 10 is the result. Okay, so I want to print like this, then what we'll do, we cannot as in 10 is the result, so the value will be changed, the 10 will be changed. Okay, so using the string formatting we can achieve this one. So if the value is changed to 20, then it needs to change it to 20. So for this we can use the string formatting, that is using the percentile. So this is the one method, is the first method. I will show you three methods. In three methods, this is the first method. So you need to put percentile, and what value here will come, what the value here will come, the type of the value. Okay, the type of the value, it will be digit, no, it will be numbers. So you need to give d here. So percentile d means here some value will come. Okay, some value will come, I want to make spaces for that. It is understanding like that. Okay, string formatting is like, I want to make some space uh, to fill some values here. Okay, it can be anywhere, it can be here or it can be here. Okay, so to fill the value, what we need to do is, we need to, after the string, you need to put percentile. Okay, and then give some parenthesis. Here you need to give the value val. Okay, so the value is 10. The 10 will be assigned here. Okay, the place okay, the place here, no, it will assign here. The percentiles D is just making spaces for the value. It can be, if I change it to 20 or 30, the value will be changed. Okay, so let's say my name equal to Muhammad Irfan, and let's say my age, let's say 17. Then if I'm printing the value, no, I will print as a text, my name is, and then the name will come. So here this in the space will name will come, and my age is, after the years, the age should be come here, the name should come here, the age should come here. What we'll do, we'll make some spaces for the value. So to make some space for the string, you can because this is a string, no, the name is will be a string, so we need to give yes here. Okay, yes means string. I am going to make some spaces for string, and here I'm going to make some space for numbers, digit. Okay, and now I'm formatting the string with the value name and age. Okay, the percentile s will be replaced by this string, and percentile d will be replaced by the age. Okay, see, so this is how the string formatting done. Now what it will happen, if I'm giving some mistakenly I'm giving like this. Okay, name age comma name, what it will happen, it is giving you error, because in string formatting, if you are giving the values, no, the first value will become the value of the first percentile s. Okay, and then the second value will go here. So here i'm I'm given the type as string, but I'm giving integer. That's the problem here. If I swap the values, it is giving me errors. Then how can I know, I need to place some name for this space. Okay, I need to give some name for the space. Okay, then I will identify, okay, there should be like this value should come here. So I want to give some name to the space. Let's say I'm giving the name here is the name of the space, and here age is the name of this space. Okay, so to give the value, you need to give as a dictionary. So don't worry about this. Age colon you need to give. Okay, and comma name colon. So now what will happen, the first value will not assign the first space. It will assign where the name is matching. So the age is matching here, so here the value will assign the name here, no, the name is matching the space here, then it will assign the value in this space. If you are having multiple data types, then you can try this one. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so here, now this is the one type of string formatting, and another we have for decimal numbers. How can I do that? Let's say percent here, percent. Okay, I want to place some percentages. Okay, some percentages values means it will come as decimal values. So I'm giving a name of per, and the type is f. Okay, the type is f. After this I will put percentage. Okay, the string. Now for the per value, I need to pass some values. Let's say I am passing 75.89. Okay, I'm passing 75.89. What happened? uh, Incomplete format, what? Okay, here we need to give the decimal places. 1.1 I am giving na, then one decimal places will become. Okay, that's the what. Why it is giving me like this? Incomplete formatting. Okay. Oh, now it's coming. So 1.1 I'm giving is because this is the decimal places. If I give you 1.2, then two decimal places will come. So here two decimal places is there, two decimal places will come. If I give three decimal places will come. It will become 890. 890. So just the decimal places. Okay, so we have seen one type of formatting. We have another type of formatting also. The formatting is using the format method. In string also we have a method called format. This format method will help you to format the string. So like this, the percentile we are putting na, instead of percentile and the name, what we need to do is we need to give only the curly brackets. In the curly brackets it can come any
If
type of values. Yeah.
yes, sorry for the interruption, Ifan. With the help of this format method, shall we use a timestamp formatting the date?
Formatting the date, yeah, we can do that, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
format, uh, yeah.
Okay, Ifan. Yeah, thanks.
So instead of this percentile name, yes, no, you need to give just curly brackets. Any type of value can come here. Okay, any type of value. Okay, so it can come integer or it can come string, or it can come float, doesn't matter. Okay, so in format, in the brackets you need to pass the values, the name, age, and the percentage, let's say. Okay, okay, so this is the formatting method. Now if I swap the value, it will not give you error, but
Hi,
the
Irfan.
string will be yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Irfan. So in
Yeah.
this line, so you are specifying percentage D for integers and percentages for floats. That is
Yeah,
okay.
float
But
numbers,
why have
yeah.
you put percentage bracket number, then is percentage bracket age, then D? Why are you defining like that?
Bracket number means here,
That in line 59, you have written my name is percentage, then name is
yeah, this is in the brackets we have given the name of this space. For this space I've been giving a name. There in while passing the value,
It's
I
a
can
key.
identify the space.
Yeah,
Yeah, is a
it's a
key to
key.
pass the value.
okay.
Basically, it's a dictionary.
So it's like a name list file or something.
Yeah, name lit space we can say.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
So here in this formatting method also we can do that. Okay, just what I'm just explaining this one also. If I swap this values, no, age comma name, then the first value age will come here and the second value name will come here. Then what the string will become? My name is 17 and my age is Muhammad Irfan. Like that it will become. So In this formatting method also we can give a name for that. Okay, like for example the same here, uh, we can give the names of these spaces. Okay, so to pass the uh, values for this name and
You
the
need to
age
give a
in pair.
percentage, right, Irfan?
No, in this formatting method we don't want this.
Oh, okay.
We
Got it,
have a
got it.
different type of formatting methods. Okay, this formatting method will start with percentile, and this formatting method only has the curly brackets. Okay,
Right, right, right.
so to
Got it, got
pass
it.
the value uh, for the name and age and pair, what you need to do is we need to give a parameter name. Age equal to uh, name equal to, it's just the passing parameters, like, okay, because it's a function, no. So for the function we need to pass as a parameters. Okay, so the age, for the age here, no, it will change by the value what we are giving for the age, and the name also like the pair. Okay,
Because again, we are giving a key value pair. That's
yeah, the same what we did here, no, the same thing here we are doing. Okay,
right, right, right,
using
right, right.
a different formatting method. Okay, the second formatting method, we have another formatting method that is will be very very useful while you are using a variables. Okay, while you are using some variables in the global variables, like let's say this variable val. Okay, or name age. Okay, this string will help you to add the values, or even we can give some expressions also using the string. The string is called f string. You need to put first f and then give the uh, brackets. Okay, here you can do whatever you want. Let's say this example I want to give. So what you need to do is the same thing here, but the per will replaced by 75.85. So it's using the same curly brackets, but what it will do, it will consider this as an expression. Okay, is a Python expression. So now it is the variable name. Can you mute it yourself? 830117. Okay, so it will consider as a expression. So the name here is an variable. Okay, it's a Python variable. Then what it will do, it will assign the value here. No, it will pick the value and assign here. The age also is a expression, and this is a variable here. So it will assign the value 17 here. Now I'm giving 75.85. This is also an expression. Okay, all this as expressions. Now if I run, so that's why I said it is very useful method of formatting. Or it can also, you can also make some calculations also here. Let's say 0.1. Okay, you can make some calculations also. So like this. Okay, yeah, is the last formatting method. So from this we can end the session. Any doubts you can ask. And another string also we have, that is called raw string. The raw string will used when we use regular expressions. For regular expressions we use the raw string. Raw string, it will help you, let's say I'm printing hello, sorry, hello slash n world. Anyone give me what will be the result? Anyone say? Anyone tell me what it will be the result?
It will be like hello and then new line, then world.
Yeah. So the slash n is an escape character, denoting that is a new line. So it will come like new line. Hello. and then it will come new line and then print world. But we don't want the slash n as a escape sequence. Then what we can do, we can put r here. Now it will become a raw string, so it will not consider the escape sequences or anything. It's just a string. Okay, it's just a raw string. Okay, so this is the use of raw string volt. Okay, any doubts?
Hi, Irfan. In
Yeah,
the first type of formatting that you have shown, so you are specifying 1.3f. That means you are showing the significant digit that it needs to print.
yeah.
But then you
uh,
have already some value like 75.89. So if you do not specify 1.3f, it should print the entire value, right? Like in the line 61 and line 63. Why do you need to specify that only in the first formatting,
no,
first type of
see,
formatting?
see the result, and then you will understand. See, it is giving how many digits defaultly? 89006 digits. It is
60.
giving 6 digits defaultly. If you want to override that, you need to give like this 1.3 or 1.2, like that. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. I understood. And if you let's say you want to put only one digit after decimal, so it will do the rounding up by itself, or it will just print the values. Like
No,
here,
it will just yeah, no, it will not round the values.
like here, it will print 75.8 or 75.9. Like if you just
If I
keep only
print
one,
1.1, no, it will
yeah.
just print 75.8 only. It will not
Okay,
round the value. Okay.
okay,
It will
okay.
just oh, it is rounding.
It is rounding. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Oh, it is rounding. Okay, okay. Mm. Okay, it is rounding. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm. Any other dots?
Can you also share the sample py files in or maybe the Jupyter notebooks you are using, just for personal learning purpose?
Okay. Any doubts? Okay. Okay, we'll end up this session. So today is the day 6 of artificial intelligence and day 3 of Python. And previous videos you can find it in our YouTube channel, bigdatahandsome.com. Tomorrow we'll see another sequence data type, that is list and tuple, I think. Okay,
Sure, Irfan.
list and tuple we'll see. our YouTube channel bigdatahands-on.com. Yeah, this is the videos you can find it on our YouTube channel bigdatahands-on.com. These are the previous videos, but part 5 is not recorded. We need to reshoot that, and then we will upload today or tomorrow. Okay, so now we'll see tomorrow. Bye.
Sure. Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks a lot for your time.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Irfan. Bye.
Thank you, sir.